What's good? This is Trey, and the topic of this video is how to become an alpha male. Now, an alpha male, if you look up the definition, you'll basically find the definition of a male, or the male who's the most dominant in a social circle or a social group or a social gathering, right? So a male who has the most power or the most influence in a social group. Now, why would you want to be an alpha male? Well, if you think about it, if you're in a social circle or social group, and there are women in that social circle or social group, the alpha male is going to stand out and is going to be the most attractive in that group because he has the most influence and the most power and the most control, right? And what does that mean to a woman? Essentially, the alpha male demonstrates the most survival, right? If a woman aligns with, if there's a group, a social circle, and a woman aligns with the alpha male, alpha male is basically the leader, right? The most dominant, the one who has the most influence, the most power, the most, basically his presence in that social circle, in that social group, it's more beneficial for someone to align with him and be on his side as opposed to being on the side of someone else in the social group, because he has the most influence, the most power, he demonstrates the most survival, and he's the leader. People will follow the alpha male because he demonstrates the most survival, right? And what does that mean? He has the most value in the group, right? He has the most value. Essentially, if you take him out of the group becomes worse. The group becomes weaker. The group doesn't have as much leadership. It doesn't have as much power, as much control, as much strength, intelligence, whatever you want to call it. So essentially, you become the alpha male by having the most value in the social circle, right? And demonstrating that value, because you can have value and not show it. You have to demonstrate it, and people have to see that, okay, this guy actually either has the most resources, has the most understanding or intelligence as far as like reaching the goal, whatever the goals are for that group or that context. This guy has the most ability to help the group reach its goals, right? Basically, the person who's most competent and most confident in the group and is demonstrating that, right? So a key thing is you have to demonstrate your value, right? If you don't demonstrate your value, then people will judge you, literally judge you based on what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what they're feeling, right? So if you don't take control of that perception, then they will create that perception for you. So becoming the alpha male and demonstrating the most value in the social circle, you will actually naturally become the most attractive person in the circle, the social environment or the social group or whatever, because of what I just said. You know, you have the most value, you benefit the group the most. If somebody aligns with you, they go up in status, right? So you're basically become the most attractive person to everyone, not just women, but everyone. But women more so, because, obviously, if you're looking at it from a sexual point of view, okay, if they have to choose someone in the group, it would only make sense for them to choose the alpha male, to choose the person with the most value, the most survival value, who will benefit them the most, right? So if you understand that, then you know that it would only make sense to, if it's within your means or within your control, to become the alpha male in your social group, in your social circle, in whatever you're doing, in your career or whatever. But it doesn't have to be this thing where like you're fighting for it, like you're trying to bring that, whoever the alpha male is, you're trying to bring him down necessarily. There's a better way to go about it. You look at the social environment, you look at the social circle, you look at the social group. What are like the goals? What are the things that are valued in the group? And then you figure out how you can become more valuable in that sense to help the group achieve those goals, or help the group be more evolve or achieve the status that it wants to achieve. How can you become more of a driving force for that, right? How can you contribute more, right? Because if you are contributing the most value and demonstrating the most confidence, the most competence, and basically demonstrating that you have the best ability to, create or bring the group to a higher status or closer to the goals that it wants to achieve, you will naturally become the alpha male. Like, someone can step into a group and literally become an alpha male instantly if they demonstrate the most competence, the most confidence, the most leadership skills, and they benefit the group the most, right? So the whoever it can do that or demonstrate that the most naturally will become the alpha male and will become the most attractive person in the group, and women will show more interest to that guy as opposed to the men who have less value, right? And that should make sense, right? So how do you become an alpha male? Well, first you have to understand that it is context based, right? Like, if somebody can be an alpha male in one social group, one social setting, go into another one and not be an alpha male, right? And it's not like, to be honest with you, it's not like I go around like saying, oh, how do I become the alpha male? I'm not really thinking like that, but it is a term that is used in the pickup industry or the men, in the men's dating world or whatever. So you want to be aware of it, and you want to at least see the value in it. Like, it does make sense to want to demonstrate, or create this identity where you come off as an alpha male, but you don't want to like go around like, oh yeah, I'm alpha. That's kind of just like ridiculous, right? But you do want to demonstrate value as much as you can, and survival value. You want to be a benefit to others as much as you can. So you as an individual, you want to work on yourself. You want to have like skills. You want to have value that you can bring when you go into a social circle or go into a social environment. You want to be able to go in there and actually make the environment better, right? That's why it's important to work on your social skills, to work on your confidence, to work on your archetype, to work on your ability to communicate in an attractive manner, work on your ability to make people feel comfortable, okay? And then when women are showing interest, work on your ability to seduce them, right? Women show you interest, you don't want to just, they're showing you interest and then you don't know what to do. You want to know how to take that interest and move it in the direction you want it to go, right? Create the relationships you want to create. So the whole alpha male thing, the way I went about it, because I'm aware of the term, and I guess you could say in some sense I worked on becoming an alpha male, but the way how I went about it was I decided I wanted to become an alpha male in my world, right? What does that mean? I wanted to create a life where I'm the alpha male in my life, right? I don't have to go in somebody else's social circle or go over here or go over there or go over there to achieve my goals or meet my objective or whatever. I create my own vibe. I create my own social circle. I create my own group or whatever. And because I created it, I naturally am going to be the alpha male because I am the leader. I am the founder of the group or the social circle or the whatever, right? Or the business or whatever. So by leading and creating a social circle or a social group, you will naturally be the alpha male because you created it, right? And if done correctly, you embody the values and the skills and the intelligence and whatever is necessary to create that group. And so you would naturally be the alpha male. I think that's the best way to become an alpha male, is to create your own social circle, create your own vibe, create your own business, create your own whatever, create your own world, right? And so you are the leader, you are the king, you are the boss, you are the whatever, and you will be the alpha male. Now, if you're going into somebody else's social circle, somebody else's social group, you go in at first, you don't go in right away and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be the alpha male. No. You go in and you accept the social hierarchy, or whoever has whatever role, whatever, you accept the role that you're given, but you work on yourself. You pay attention. Okay, who's the alpha male? Like, who's the leader? All right, let's see. What is he demonstrating? Why is people following this guy? What is he demonstrating? What skills? What values? What competence does he have? What knowledge? You know what I mean? And then you start working on that things on yourself. Like, if you want to become an alpha male, you start working on those things, working on your own unique version of that you can bring to the social circle, to the social group. And over time, if you put a lot of focus into that and work on it, you will naturally start to move up in the social hierarchy, because you're bringing more value to the group, right? But you don't, it's like you don't have to go in and like challenge people, right away. It's like you just let your actions and your words speak for itself. Your beingness speak for itself. People will naturally, actually push you into a higher role. If they're benefiting from it, they will actually help elevate you into higher roles in the social hierarchy, and then at some point you end up becoming what they would call the alpha male, or the leader. So that that's pretty much how you become alpha male. It's just really just become as valuable as possible as you can to social circles, right? You look at a specific social circle. How can I become the most valuable person, or contribute the most value in this social circle, or in this social group, or whatever it is? Or just create your own social circle, create your own social group, and be the alpha male in your own group, right? It's as simple as that, right? A lot of it is confidence. A lot of it is ability and the willingness to lead. A lot of it is being courageous, taking risk and standing firm in what you say and what you do, being grounded, and accepting challenges, right? People are gonna challenge you, If you're alpha male and somebody thinks that they can take your spot or whatever, they will challenge you. And you can't back away from challenge, right? You gotta step up and say, "Oh, you want to challenge me? Okay, may the best man win. Let's see what you got here," right? So that's the vibe. That's how you become an alpha male. And as I said, by demonstrating that you have a lot of value in a social circle, women will find that attractive and will show interest. And then from there, you decide what you want to do with that interest. But it's just a natural thing. It's just the way how the world works. Like, whoever has the most value is going to be the most attractive person in the group, right? And you will be attracted to everyone. Like, everyone will want to spend time with you and be around you and stuff like that, because of the value you demonstrate, right? And it's the values of that group. Every group is different, right? Some groups may value looks, like who's the best looking guy, he automatically becomes the leader or the coolest person or whatever. Some groups may pay attention more to physical strength, right? Who is most protective and the most powerful or whatever. Depends on the group. Some groups it's more about intelligence. Who's the most intelligent person? Who's the most knowledgeable? Who has the most wisdom? Some groups is about who's the most social, right? Who has the most social skills? Who can create, great conversations and create connections and get more people in the group and elevate the group socially and all that stuff, So it just depends on the group, but you got to be smart enough to go in the group, pay attention, see what the values are, and see how you can demonstrate them. All right. So if you're a man and you're watching this video and you would like to become an alpha male, you would like to become a leader, you would like to become more attractive to women, and start demonstrating the values and the qualities that will elevate you in the social hierarchy, in whether it's a group that you're going into, a social group that you're going into, or maybe it's your one that you're creating, or maybe it's your job or your workplace or whatever it is. You know what I mean? There is a way for you to strategically increase your value and become an alpha male, or become one of the leaders or one of the top people in what you do, right? So if you need help with that, send me a private message. Let's have a conversation. I give you some tips and some advice on what you need to do to make that happen. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.